Hey fam, welcome back. This is your favorite life and relationship strategist, MarshaunO. So I want to talk to you guys today about the 5 killers of marital bliss. Yes, I'm going to give you 5. There are totally so many more, but these are the 5 that stood out to me, that stand out to me even now, because the truth is sometimes my relationship goes through some of these marital killers themselves. Now we are trying to get a handle on them. Our relationship really is a work in progress, which I'm sure most of you out there who are in long-term relationships and especially marriages know how much we have to put in daily work with our spouse. And I like that. I know I'm saying work, but those of you who have been following me for a while know that I mean maintenance, because I truly believe that you must maintain your relationship on a daily basis, not necessarily work at your relationship. Maintaining your relationship can simply be having a conversation. Maintaining your relationship can simply be having sex. Maintaining your relationship can simply be cuddling. Maintaining your relationship can simply be having the talk about what you said that you needed to do that day. Maintaining the relationship is about the domestic duties, cleaning up. Maintaining the relationship is about paying the bills. You see where I'm going with that? Maintaining the relationship while having conversations about what you're doing day in and day out. It doesn't have to be an all-night thing to connect with your spouse, to build the intimacy with your spouse. It doesn't have to be an all-day thing. It doesn't even have to be an hour thing. However, the one thing that I just recently read was that the majority of couples have 4 minutes to connect each night, especially those with young children. Just think about that. 4 minutes of uninterrupted time in order to connect, especially while the children are woke. And if you can maintain that daily maintenance for 4 minutes, your relationship still can move smoothly, because you'll know exactly what's going on with your spouse. Your spouse will know exactly what's going on with you. However, what research actually shows is in order for the relationship to really thrive, for you to be super in love and stay in love, shout out to those who've already watched the video. For those of you who have not seen that video, definitely go ahead and go back and watch that video, which is how to stay in love, how to fall in love, and how to stay in love. So go back and watch that video. But today, just remember that we must spend a minimum of 15 hours with our partner, with our spouse, in order to fall in love and stay in love with them. And if your relationship is on rocky terms, then you need to increase those hours, at least until you guys get on a smooth, more even keel, where you guys have fallen back in love with one another. But ideally, for those people who are in love with one another, 15 hours minimum per week to do the connection. So just think about that. If really the study is showing that we only have 4 minutes with each other, then we really need to start scheduling the time to spend with each other. But I digress, because this video is all about the 5 killers of marital bliss. So I want to go ahead and jump into those. The very first one is silence. The truth is, in my relationship at this very moment, there is silence in my relationship. The truth is, it is killing me. The truth is, I have tried to break the silence. The truth is, I'm actually sick and tired of the silence. The truth is, I feel lonely. The truth is, we need to get over our egos. The truth is, we need to talk. The truth is, the silence needs to be broken. That's my truth. Do any of the rest of these fit your truth? Silence is a killer in your relationship. Silence can be deadly in your relationship. Again, this is one of the times that I'm saying and speaking to myself, as well as whoever needs to hear this. Yes, you watching this, you probably need to hear this, which is why you clicked on this video. I personally need to hear it today. So I didn't want to exclude me from this video topic today. Silence is a killer in your relationship. Get rid of the egos. Get rid of the pride. And if you have tried to talk to your spouse, try again. Because the silence will slowly but surely kill your relationship. It'll tear at your relationship. It'll actually tear at your spouse. And it will tear and break down your relationship for sure. That's my truth. The second thing, the second killer of marital bliss is just being stubborn and having to prove points. See, we're being stubborn. We're having to prove points because we think it's actually going to get us somewhere. We think that it's actually protecting us from something. It's protecting us from looking weak. It's protecting us from giving in. It's protecting us from not being the one to say I'm sorry first. But really being stubborn, really proving points is hurting your relationship. It's hurting the connection. It's actually breaking down the relationship. It's like one of those little pebbles at the bottom of your shoe that you need to get that sucker up out of there because it's starting to really cramp your style. That's what stubbornness is doing. That's what proving your points is doing. It's cramping your marriage. It's cramping your relationship. You really need to get it out of there for sure. The third thing is annoying habits. I know that this one doesn't even seem like it should be in here, but think about it this way. When your spouse is annoying you, your spouse thought process is, well, I'm not doing anything harmful to my spouse, to you, the person that's watching this. But think about when you do your own annoying habits. How is your own annoying habits affecting your spouse's mood, the way your spouse looks at you? Could you actually tighten up on your own annoying habits and annoying behaviors? And as I mentioned before, if you want to see change in your spouse, you have to change yourself first. You do. You have to change yourself first. So the change that you are looking for, the change that you are seeking must start with you. So think about your annoying habits in a different way and frame your mind differently when it comes to the annoying habits. This can be, again, another silent chipper to the relationship. A killer to your marital bliss is the annoying habits. And this can be the way that you brush your teeth, the way that you eat your food, whether your mouth is closed or not, the way that you speak. I recently was talking to a young lady, and it's not funny, but it is, because people come up with some weird stuff, at least from my standpoint. It's a bit weird. But anyway, she said that one of her exes came back into her life briefly because he missed her and they connected, right? And they decided that because it was long distance, so they decided to meet. And they spent a day or two, a weekend, something together like that. And then she said that she stopped hearing from him. Like it seemed like everything was going good. Maybe they could reconnect and rebuild some stuff. But she noticed that right after that weekend had come and gone, he was gone. Like he had ghosted her again. And so she simply reached out and said, I guess all of this was, for no reason at all. And his response, although a bit blunt, crude, rude, in her face, he just basically said, you know what, I don't like your voice. And that's one of the reasons why I walked away. And I was just like, oh, dang. And that's why I'm laughing, because sometimes we can come up with some stuff, right? But her voice is not something that she could change. However, the way that he looked at it was an annoying habit. I'll take you to something personal. I laugh a whole lot. That is in my personality. I refuse. Please hear me. I refuse to change my laughter for anybody. But I'm bringing that up because when I was dating this one guy, he told me that he didn't want to date me because I laughed too much. That was his annoying habit that I had. So people can come up with some stuff is my whole point. So just understand that your annoying habits actually, it affects the other person more than you believe, even though you guys have said I do or are now in a long-term relationship. Your annoying habits annoy your spouse more than you believe. So keep them in mind. And then again, just look at them a bit differently. Basically, put yourself in your spouse's shoes when you're doing your annoying habit? Is there something behind that that you can actually change, that you can switch up, that you can do a bit differently, right? It's a silent chipper. The fourth thing to think about is being judgmental. Like, no, none of us like to be judged. This is one of the things where when I'm talking to my clients, they don't like to open up to their spouses anymore because one too many times they have said something to you, they have brought something to you, and you have been Mr. Judgment. You have been Mrs. Judgment. I don't need for you to be the judge and jury of what I'm bringing to you. I just want you to listen. I just want you to hear me. Maybe I'm coming just to literally cry on your shoulder, but I can't even do that because before I'm able to get out my story good, here you go throwing and casting your judgment on me. Don't need it, actually. And that's the attitude that your spouse is now having towards you. Another killer to marital bliss is being judgmental whenever your spouse comes to you to try to open up and include you into their world, and then here you go casting your stone first as if you don't have anything that they could judge you about. I digress. Silent killer. Actually, being judgmental really is not a silent killer, because the only way that I'm knowing that you are being judgmental is it's coming out of here. Your body language a little bit, but really it's here. I can hear it. I can see it. Just cool it. How about that? The last and final thing is really just the angry outburst. When you get angry and you have an outburst, the outburst is coming from all of the build up that you let occur because you did not have the conversations that you needed to have over the course of a period of time. And so now you've let all this stuff build up. Little by little, it's been building up. Little by little, it's been building up. Little by little, it's been building up. And next thing you know it, and I'm on the receiving end like, oh, now wait a damn minute. And that's what your spouse is doing too. Now wait a damn minute. Like, where did all of this come from? You bucking up and you just, listen. We have to learn to use our words way before there's a blow up, way before there's an angry outburst. Use your words, communicate. There's that cliche word. It's so true though. Have the tough conversations. Oh my God, she said it again. Yes. That's the only way you're going to build the connection. That's the only way you guys are going to fall in love and stay in love. That's the only way you guys are going to understand how you're destroying, how you're killing your marital bliss by taking responsibility, understanding what you're doing. Like, what am I actually doing to kill the marital bliss? Is there something else even on the list that I didn't even mention here today? Again, I only gave you 5. What is the thing that your spouse is doing to you repeatedly that is killing your marital bliss? Once you determine what that thing is, share it with your spouse. Then you guys can come up with some type of resolution or solution to that particular issue so you can increase your marital bliss and start to get rid of these killers of marital bliss. I'll see you guys very, very soon. Deuces, y'all.